Hello, my name is Dr. Heather J. Buchanan, Professor of Music and Director of Choral Activities at Montclair State University, New Jersey. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our 2021 virtual high school choral collaboration entitled #Inspired. I introduced #Inspired in the spring of 2017 as part of the Cali School of Music's 10th anniversary celebrations. Building on the success of Choral Fest, which is our annual fall high school choral festival, which focuses on individual schools and their musical progress early in the year, for #Inspired, I created an event that showcases performance through a benefit concert to raise funds for scholarships. Previous showcase choirs featured in live performances at the Alexander Casa Theatre, which you see behind me here, were the Columbia High School Excelsior Singers under Jamie Bunce, the Morris Knowles High School Choral, conducted by Megan Magnus, standing in for Mike Samanchik, Bridgewater Raritan High School Symphonic Choir, conducted by John Wilson, the J.P. Stevens High School Chamber Choir, conducted by Matthew Lee, the Bernards High School Madrigals, conducted by Matthew Lapine, and the LaGuardia High School Senior Chorus, conducted by Jana Ballard. This year, we are honored to partner with Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School Select Choir, conducted by Jan Allen, and the Nutley High School Chamber Singers and their conductor, Stephone Gaines, who is from the Montclair State University class of 2015. Within the tri-state region and New Jersey particularly, there is a richness of offerings in the high school choral programs due to the tireless work of talented and dedicated choral music educators at all levels. I wanted to highlight their efforts and also give Montclair State music education majors an inside view into the world they're aspiring to enter. I also wanted my students to clearly understand the importance of legacy and the impact of the work involved in developing musicians for life. In sum, I was also hoping to inspire them in their studies for the important role that they must play upon graduation. Choral singing is a unique community-building artistic enterprise that involves some 23 million people in the United States alone on a weekly basis. For many of us, choral music has been a force for good, building self-esteem in individuals and developing meaningful human connections in our immediate communities. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we have all suffered from the isolation and the loss of face-to-face connection that is integral to ensemble music making. And for choirs, we've had that added problem of how to function safely with an airborne virus. Unfortunately, singing indoors in groups, even with masks, is simply not possible nor safe currently, so we have had to get creative. Because #Inspired is an event designed to nurture the ecosystem that feeds our institution and choral program, this year we planned a virtual choral collaboration, which was the only possibility for interaction with high school choirs during the pandemic. I still believe in the power of community through voices united in purpose and our capacity to change the world by challenging people to become better versions of themselves. So I chose to program the Cherokee Traveler's Greeting by American composer Kevin Memley, which is a beautiful setting of a Native American lyric that conveys the shared human values of compassion, honor, and mutual respect, which we are celebrating in this performance as allies of Indigenous Americans and the people of the First Nations. This semester, students in the Montclair State University Singers are also engaged in developing the visual elements for our performance recordings via a process I call storyboarding. And I wish to acknowledge the thorough and enthusiastic work of Eric Van Hoven, the group leader, Ethan Smith, Eliza Arnone, Melissa Hughes, Hannah Ranzan, and Nathan Mann. They all did wonderful research and formulated the storyboarding for Cherokee Traveler's Greeting, and you will hear directly from them soon. My vision for the Montclair State Choral Program is to be a beacon of light through our artistic excellence for the sake of our students, the communities we serve, and by extension, the world we live in. I know I am not alone in that desire, and I sincerely thank my choral colleagues, Stephen Ryan, my accompanist, and tonight, Jan Allen and Stephone Gaines, for their willingness to partner with me to bring this event to fruition for the sake of our students. Most of all, I thank the students in the Montclair State University Singers, the Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School Select Choir, and the Nutley High School Chamber Singers for committing to a new process and for having the courage to add their voices to our performance of Cherokee Traveler's Greeting. It is not easy to sing in virtual performances, and the students have done exceedingly well. Despite everything the pandemic has thrown at us, and especially at the times when there were seemingly insurmountable obstacles, I am proud of our efforts to keep choral singing alive and a crucial vehicle for creative expression, skill development, and connection. As educators, it is deeply satisfying to watch our students grow well beyond the limits that they thought possible. Such is the magic of the ensemble experience. So in closing, I thank you again for joining us tonight. Music making is most satisfying when we have a receptive audience to share it with, and I sincerely hope you will be inspired by the sincerity and the honesty of this performance. Thank you and enjoy.
While the specific tribal origin of the text in Cherokee Traveler's Greeting is unknown, the impact and its message can be contextualized in the suffering of Native Americans during the Trail of Tears.
Through our research into the historical context of this text, we have gained a better understanding of the myriad struggles faced by people of the First Nations. Over 3,000 Indigenous Americans were killed on the Trail of Tears. We can only imagine the incomprehensible horrors they faced.
So why do we perform Cherokee Traveler's Greeting? As student musicians, sincerely and willingly acknowledging our privilege, and by acknowledging events in American history that are frequently overlooked. We believe in the importance of singing from an informed perspective.
We asked ourselves 3 questions. What happened? How did it happen? And how can we establish ourselves as genuine allies without being performative in nature? While we may want to find common ground and relatability within the text we are singing as performers, there is none to be found in the context of this text.
Although these emotions may seem familiar, it's important to understand the context that makes them so incredibly specific to these oppressed communities. As allies, the least we can do is be more informed and more aligned with the issues that Native communities advocate for.
There is no way around it. This is an incredibly difficult conversation to be had. To further establish our allyship, our main message and reasoning for presenting this conversation is our desire to listen.
I Thank you for joining us this evening. This could not be made possible without the generous help of our donors. If you'd like to help by donating to our Operation Fund or even towards student scholarship aid, please visit us at montclair.edu/music and click the donate button or follow the link below. You can also join us on social media by following us on Instagram at Cali School of Music and liking our Facebook page at Cali School of Music. Thank you so much again. We can't wait to see you soon.